Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. I decided to make this short video in English because I'm trying to uh, well do a quick fix for Python 3, PIP3 and CONAN installations on Centos 8.4, which is the latest version for Centos. It's not going to be any other releases. From what I understand, Centos has been discontinued, so RIP Centos. Unfortunately, it was a very fun operating system that's running Linux. However, we are trying to, as I said, fix a little issue on this version of CentOS. When you are trying to install Python 3, PIP3 and CONAN, you will get weird exceptions, and we will delve into that in a second. All right, so let's take a look quickly on their installation recommendation, if you will. Right, so we are on the CONAN docs CONAN IO, and we can see here that the preferred method of installing CONAN is to use basically Python package indexer using the pip command. However, since Python 2 has been discontinued or deprecated, obviously Python 3 come into play. Pip no longer exists. Now it is modified to PIP3, and CONAN should be installed through PIP3. However, there are some issues which we are going to discuss today. We are first of all we will try actually to install CONAN as they advise here, right? So after you have installed Python 3, you should run pip install CONAN, and that should work. You shouldn't have to use sudo. Doesn't mention anything about pip3. However, you will see some very bad things happening to your system, and CONAN is not going to work. All right, so let's take a look at my virtual machine here. It's a base server installation of 8.4, CentOS 8.4, latest build. As I said, the last build of CentOS that is ever going to be developed and released. As you can see here, you have details that I'm running on a virtual machine, obviously in VirtualBox visualization by Oracle, CentOS Linux 8. You have the CPA OS name as well. We are running under kernel 5.13, which is the latest on LRepro repository, and also the architecture is a basic x86x64. All right, so now we will try and follow. If I can just borrow that over here so I can actually follow the guide. So the first thing that they are showing us in the guide is completely wrong, because out of the box you will never be able to actually use pip, because pip, as I explained, is a part of Python 3. All right, so it comes as a package with Python 3. All right, so before we delve into actual CONAN installation attempt, as they describe it on their website, we have to satisfy some prerequisites, some system prerequisites. And the first thing that you actually need to do is to go ahead and first of all modify your simple user to a sudo type user. All right, you have to add him to the sudoers list, and that can be done very simply. We are going to first change to root on this machine. Now that we are running as root, we can do a vi sudo, and this is going to expand the sudo list, if you will. And here there are a couple of things that we need to quickly modify. We are scrolling all the way down in this page, and now we will see here, first of all, this one, allow root to run any commands anywhere. All right, so we are going to do an, let's insert quickly our user here, and just basically create another entry like the one you see above there. Now this is the first step. Then we need to navigate down, and we see this entry here, allow people in group will to run all commands. Sometimes you will see this one here being commented. You need to remove the comment. All right, so this is the sign for comment. You have to remove it if you see it here. Also here, it's going to make your life a lot easier if you're running everything on a test machine or your own machine and you don't have other users that are logging in. You can do this without a fear, and you're just going to do sudo the command. You're not going to be asked for your sudoers password anymore. All right, so we have checked those free entries in here. Now we are looking to see if anything, maybe we missed something, but we didn't, obviously. All right, you also see here that this is the drop-in file. You don't need this for the time being. All right, so leave the file as it is with these three things that you have checked and modified. Now do an escape here, and now do a qv, actually a v, to be able to write down what we have modified, and then a q. All right, and now we can actually do a exit here. And now with our simple user, the same one that we have added there, actually no, I'm sorry, let me just navigate quickly, because we need to do one more step to be able to actually use the simple user as a sudoer. So let me go back to root really quick, and now you have to use the usermod -g, insert your user there. I believe it's first the group, which is wheel. This is the sudoers group on Centos. All right, and after that you have to put in your username, and you go like this. And now your user, your simple user, whatever his name may be, has been added to the wheel group and is going to start basically using all those entries that we modified with pi in the sudo list. All right, now we can do an exit, and we can stay logged in as the simple user. And now some prerequisites, some system prerequisites, if you will, that you basically have to do each time you do a fresh installation. Well, on any type of Linux, really, it's just the package handler, it's modified. So in case of CentOS, um, Oracle, and Red Hat, you will have to use really quickly this command, sudo yum update -i. All right, so now you're verifying that everything on your system is up to date. All right, basically all repositories are um, being, let's say, checked for anything that your system might need to upgrade. All right, just in case you would see something here that needs upgrading, then the command would be this. Again, very easy. All right, and again, if you would have something that needed upgraded, any package that needed upgraded, then this would have run with a verbosity everything that you need to upgrade and what you are upgrading, and the -y would basically act like a, if you will, silent install. It's not going to ask you to do any yes in any upgrade package. All right, so now that we have ensured that the system is up to date and everything is super duper cool, now we can quickly install what we need, and what we need is basically so I'm sorry, sudo yum install. Again, we are going to use the -y here, so we don't get asked for each package that we install. Do you want to install it or not? And basically, what we would need, right, on a development slash testing environment, you will need the cmake package, the C++ library for well, maybe if we do a space here, the C++ library for CentOS, the Git. You definitely would want the Git to be installed, the make package, um, openssh, so you can transfer things onto your box SSH. So that would be clients actually. Then we need PHYTON3, not for free, and then we would need Python3 pip. Now this is extremely mind-boggling that they have decided to name their package Python3 pip, but you will see that when we need to run the actual pip command for Python3, it's no longer pip, it's actually pip3. All right, so I'm thinking the reasoning was to maybe not alienate everyone because everyone knows how to use pip, but it's stupid because they haven't even updated their help menu for pip to say, hey, we're no longer using pip as a command. Pip is the, let's say, engine or daemon or whatever you want to call it, but now the command is actually pip3. You will see what I mean in just a short minute. So, okay, I did a typo there. That's why it was not going to get installed actually properly, but now you can see that we have installed the packages that we actually need. All right, so my bad, I did a typo in there. That's okay. um, that's why you always have to double check, right? And now that we have these packages installed, now we can go to that website, that conan.io, docs.conan.io, and we can start to actually try and follow um, what they were saying there. All right, so basically what they are saying is the preferred and strongly recommended way to install Conan is from PIPI, the Python package index using the pip command, right? And if we go to the actual document that says install with pip, they say that you need to install Conan using pip and you need Python version higher than 3.5 that we have. Actually, we have just installed that. Because Python 3.4 um, support has been dropped and Python 2 is being deprecated. So you don't no longer have support for 3.4, but you can still use it. But Python 2 has been completely removed. Modern Python distros come with pip pre-installed. However, if necessary, you can install pip by following the instruction in pip documents. It's the command that I have just issued. It's from their pip documents actually, and they are clearly stating that the new version of pip should be installed by Python 3 -pip. Now that we have done that, we are moving down to the install Conan, and this is the most unusual thing that you will see in this document, and it's extremely false actually. So they are saying that you don't need to use sudoers basically to install Conan if you are using pip. Just a simple user should do the trick, but this is not going to work. So let me show you. All right, so I'm just copying from their website directly the command, all right, which is pip install Conan. This used to work with Python 2. However, it's no longer going to work. So if you do this, you'll get exception from bash, pip command not found. All right. So then what you can do is do basically a pip3 install Conan, and you're going to get this. Everything seems to work just fine. and now you get this huge error and that exception stack there that is basically telling you that your simple user doesn't have permissions to write in user log lib python 3.6, which is the latest version of Python that we have installed per their instructions, right? So this is a big issue, and I think they should update the, their doc page on Conan.io, because this happens on all CentOS 8.4 that I have installed, no matter the build that I have downloaded. If it's an 8.4, you get this error and the stack of exceptions here. So now that we've got this, let's follow a little workaround that I've put in place. Actually, spend a lot of time to gather this whole information, but it's actually really simple when you come to actually doing it. The research actually took a lot of time. So once you have made sure that you have used yum install properly and you have the latest packages of Python, then you simply need to do, but remember, they were saying that you don't need to use sudoers. Actually, you do, and the command to install Conan is this. All right, and yes, they are still throwing you that warning that you shouldn't have run this under administrative privileges account. However, this is the only way that you can actually write in that folder. All right, so now we have actually installed Conan. However, if we are trying to use Conan, and let's say just issue the command, see, bash Conan command not found, which obviously it's a big freaking problem, right? So we are running this again. We are seeing that Conan is actually installed, which is extremely weird, right? But if you are trying to do like a Conan, I don't know, /config, I think it was. Let me just check. Was it either slash or dash? I don't remember exactly. So it's actually Conan config init /force. All right. So again, bash Conan command not found. All right. Now what we can do is actually going to issue a reboot, and this is a SSH window. It's going to abruptly end. Well, I should use actually sudo, yeah. Okay, and now the system has been rebooted. Now we are going to attempt again to reconnect this session, or basically restart the session actually. So we are going to go directly with our simple user. All right. So now let's just try again this, and as you can see, Conan is still not being discovered on your system. So now let's quickly do a little bit of cleanup, and we are going to use PIP3 again, and we are going to do an uninstall this time around, basically using the same command but just with uninstall, right, because we want to clean up. Actually it's not, I think it's directly like this, or uninstall, yeah. All right, so it's being kind enough to ask you to uninstall acknowledge that you want to uninstall the packages, and we want to do that. And now we are going to do a sudo pip3 install Conan. All right, and again successfully install Conan 1.38.0. and now let's quickly do again that Conan config, and now Conan is actually recognized by the system. All right, however, we get some nasties in here because we have basically written all the files um, with the administrative privilege stuff, and we are starting to get this type of error stacks. Okay, some distributions will not be actually being found by the system, right? So we can actually try and use sudo, but like this, it's not going to actually find the command for you. Okay, so now next that we have actually cleaned up our system again from all the Conan files, we are now attempting to install it again using PIP3 install double dash user Conan. All right, so without sudo, and you're gonna get this screen, which is completely different from what you have seen earlier. However, attempting to run Conan is going to give you this. Okay, so basically, if you have followed me so far, this command is the only one that actually will install you uh, Conan in any form on CentOS 8.4. All right, so keep in mind that obviously I'm going to put all the commands without the rest of the tries that we did here, um, so it'd be shorter for you to actually do it, but I think it is necessary for everyone to understand the process to go through to actually get to this step right now. Okay, so after this command, in certain circumstances you might get a Conan not found again. If you find yourself at that stage, you have to do a reboot of the system and then basically log in back, and it's going to show you this exact screen. All right, so once again, this is the command that you need to use to actually get any kind of Conan installed on CentOS 8.4 latest build. Okay, so now how to fix this? As you can see, URL lib free, we have version 125.11, which is the latest one. And you would think, hey, this has fixed every issue that we had in the past with uh, lib free. However, as you can see here, we get a nasty exception. And basically, what Conan says here is that he cannot run, the module cannot be run if you do not have a lesser version than 125, basically. Okay, so how can we fix this one? Well, you won't find this anywhere actually, but basically what you need to do, and if you get any kind of packages that are missing, you can use this command and change it to the package that you need to actually uh, get the version that you need. So it's going to be like this. I'm hoping it's not going to need sudoers, but if it does, we are going to get back to it. So basically what we need to do, in our case, we need to do a downgrade. However, the only command that you have is upgrade. So we're going to force it, and we are going to say that our URL lib free needs to be 1-22, which is stable enough for us to run. And obviously, we end it with Conan, so we know how to fix the dependencies and where. And now we hit this back. We get a stack of errors, so unfortunately, as I said, you might get this. So that's an easy fix. You just have to put sudo in front of the command, so you have permissions to actually write in that site packages directory there. And now we just do this again. Okay, everything went down swimmingly this time, and we can again interrogate Conan, and now you can see that Conan is working actually properly, and we are going to again perform the conan config command. Just 1 second. I want to copy paste it to be sure that I'm not putting in any typos or anything. All right, so the command is conan config init double dash force. And as you can see, you get a warning there, a compatibility warning, because we have just modified lib3 to a lesser version, an older version, but this is how you can get a working instance of Conan on your, your Centos 8.4 latest build. All right. Um, so as I promised, I'm going to put in the description of this video all the commands arranged so you can know what to do when you get the Centos 8.4 latest build out of the box, basically a fresh install, and to get to this point without turning any rights or lefts, all right, as I did. But I did that so we can see how hard actually it is to configure Centos 8.4 to actually work with Python 3 and to get an working instance of Conan. Okay, thank you so much for watching and see you next on our next video.